Guess what song I'm blasting in my head right now? Can you guess what song I'm blasting in my head right now? Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. Yeah. Delicious. Who said Euphoria? Ding, 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 ding. Yes, it is Euphoria. In fact, hold on. Can you guess what part in particular I'm blasting? The exact portion I'm blasting in my head right now in Euphoria. What particular portion in the song am I blasting in my head right now? It's very easy to find out. Just look at the way I'm dancing. Or, you know what? Hold on. Let me put my hands like this. There should be a clue right there as to what part I'm talking about. It's the funniest part of the song. Well, is it the funniest? Nah, it's not the funniest. It's the third funniest part of the song, I think. The funniest part of the song has to be, what is it, the braids? Oh, K-Dot. Oh, you funny man, you. That would be the funniest part. The second funniest part, obviously, is it could get deep in the family, Cordy. That has to be the second funniest part, obviously. But then this part I'm blasting right now is the third funniest part, which is hilarious. It's not the funniest, but it's still funny. Anyway, how we doing today, guys? What's going on with you, baby? Don't mind me and my antics and my nonsense and my goofiness. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a nice, sunny day and stuff like that. Having a lot of fun. Got a lot of stuff done. One thing I couldn't get done though, kind of pissed about it, but I can get it done tomorrow early in the morning, so I can't be too unhappy about it, But yeah, great day so far. How are we doing today, guys? What's going on, baby? Super late today. Oh no, I just got here, Sammy. I just got here. You're fine. I literally just got here. You're fine, baby. What's up? What's up? I don't know. You tell me more. How you doing, man? We gotta find a shorter name for you. I don't know. What do we call you? I was gonna say moi, but I don't know. That just doesn't sound creative enough to me. Is it about that? Oh, that part is funny too. But no, not that part. Not that part. You don't know nothing about that. No, not that part. Not that part. David Njoku. Well, same difference. We're both Nigerians. We're both Nigerian men with dreads. Although he got his face burnt off, which is, unfortunate for a pretty man like that. But hey, God has his strongest tests for his strongest soldiers, as they say, right? He thugged it out though. He's a bad motherfucker. He'll be fine. Have you gotten to check out Taekwondo yet? Honestly, not really. I've been so busy with other stuff, but like towards the weekend I should have some time for sure. I should definitely have some time. My opinion on him so far has not changed because I haven't gotten more information. Sorry about that. Is that a we or a way? Which is it? I don't know what that is, but shout out to Fish Army. I think you're the first mod to show up here today. Congratulations. So what's the traits of a protector? Disagreeability, risk-taking ability, calm under pressure, ability to be confrontational, ability to offend and not feel bad about it or, dread the consequences of it. Protector types are not people pleasers. They are also very selfish people. They think about themselves and what they want first. And then if they have the willingness to provide in there, maybe then they incorporate other people in there as well. But it's always them and them first. They are the priority in all things. If you can live your life like that, like just even that one, just the ability to live for yourself primarily, you will be so far ahead of everybody else, because everybody else is so concerned with people pleasing. And a lot of people think people pleasing is just, they always think about people pleasing in the extreme. Like, oh, I'm just this really nice guy that's out here trying to make everyone else happy before myself. But a lot of the time, people pleasing is in the subtle thing. It's in the subtle things people do. It's in being too scared to post that video because you're scared of the video not doing well, or of people disagreeing with your take, or whatever. Like, it's, protector types don't have a shame about them that provider types do, right? So if you're concerned with what other people say, even if you're not necessarily going out of your way to try to please them in some way, the fact that you're not trying to offend them at all is just as bad, or in my opinion, even worse. It's cowering under adversity. It's hiding in your own shell. You know, protector types do not have any of that stuff. They're not burdened by the needs or wants or opinions of others. Really not. Let's see. Yo, what's going on, San Andreas? Welcome. How you doing, baby? Earth-taking ability, disagreeable, indeed. Of course, I'm the first brother. What did you expect? It's me we're talking. That is so... Bro is trying to change the narrative. That's smart. That's very smart. For those of you that don't get that joke, Fish Army is habitually late. He's my latest mod. So the fact that he's here first is kind of a miracle. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to my boy Fish Army, man. He's funny. Let's see. General at the front lines, proper leader, indeed. I just called the other warriors. Oh, good, very good. Let them come in. Let them come through. Just curious, what would you say is attracting females in a nutshell? How can I put it in one sentence and still encapsulate everything that matters? I would go back to like my core definition of attraction, which is that it's making her feel tension around you. That's really what it is in a nutshell. Attraction, game, and the ability to have women around you and to have women want to be around you consistently is really just, it comes down to your own ability to control the tension in their body. That's really what it is in a nutshell, right? Now, there's a lot that goes into it. There's understanding their validation, their incessant need for validation, understanding the different things that they value and prioritize to use as a way to manipulate the validation that they have around you, understanding stuff like timing, stuff like psychological positioning. There's all these tiny little things that you can go into detail with later, but for the most part, when you're in front of a girl and you're trying to get her to feel attraction for you, what you're really saying without realizing is, I want her to feel tension around me. I want her anxiety to be through the roof every time I'm talking to her. I want her to be completely uncertain and unsure of where she stands in my life. That's really what you're saying, right? That's attraction. Hey, Ryu's in the house. Woo. Jace, we did not forget how you didn't go live on YouTube last time. Yeah, I'm having issues with that. We'll talk about that later, but it's fine. I'm here now. At least I'm live. I just want to be live with you guys and all that. You know, I would never break a promise to you guys, but when have I ever broken a promise to you guys? But this one was like a technical thing, so, you know, TikTok it is for now, unfortunately. But yeah, we here though. We here. Ask away. You know what I'm here for. I have a question, bro. Go for it. Ask me. Fish Army trying to frame control. Very smart. You're learning. Killmonger Jace is back. It's not even like the Killmonger hair. I literally put my thing in a bun and I just didn't get all the hair. So that's really what we're rocking with right now. It's a half bun. A half pigtail, really. Not even a bun. Let's see. You conceal carry over there? I am not at liberty to say. Sorry. Let's not talk about that right now. For real, man, you flicked on us. Boo. Yeah, boo is me. Boo. I deserve it. Technical difficulty or not, it's still my fault, my responsibility. That's fine. I'll take that. Just watch Ghost of Girlfriends Past right now. It's low-key got me thinking. It is a great movie, isn't it? I told you, don't even bother watching it to the end. It's not even necessary. But that first half of it is pure fucking game, man. It's really good game. Did you see how the uncle pulls that one tall blonde? Genius stuff. And that's essentially what I keep trying to teach you guys. It's brilliant. Everybody go watch the movie Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with Matthew McConaughey and what's her name? Jennifer Garner. Especially the car scene was eye-opening, wasn't it, right? When the uncle was like in the car with him, he was like, "What's with all the waterworks, Dutch?" And he's like, "Jenny went and like danced and kissed another guy at prom. We'll never be together again." And he's like, hey, listen, Dutch. If you want Jenny, you gotta get other broads. It's your feelings for her that are killing your game. Right there. Right? Bro cured his one-itis in one sentence. That was genius. That was brilliant. They did him dirty on the end, though. For real, they did. I mean, it's Hollywood, you know, so you can't... They're not gonna promote the non-monogamous lifestyle, so, you know, I'm not too surprised by that. How do you make tension? Examples. You can create tension in the moment with her with your words. Anything you say that creates uncertainty in her, anything you say that makes her feel, and this is like the simplest definition I can give you for it, anything you say that makes her feel more than one emotion at a time creates tension. Because you got to think about what tension is. Tension is like a spark, right? What do you do to create a spark in real life? You get two objects and you get two essentially opposing forces and clash them against each other, right? That's what a spark is, right? If you can do that with emotions, you create a spark. That's what we call tension. That's what we call attraction, right? So if you get a good emotion, you get a bad emotion, clash them together and make her feel them at the same time, that creates that spark you're looking for. That's what women are talking about when they talk about, oh, I didn't feel a spark with him. They're really saying, I didn't feel two conflicting emotions at the same time. That's what a spark is. That's what tension is, right? When you tell a girl that she's beautiful in one breath and then in the other you say, but you know, you're not too sure about her, or that you don't trust her, or she might be a gorgeous girl, but she has, like I always say, a resting bitch face. Something that makes her feel like she's both getting complimented and insulted at the same time. Boom. Two emotions, spark created, tension is ensued. Right? That's what it is. Saying he regretted Hollywood BS, exactly. It's just Hollywood stuff, you know. Good morrow, brother. Morrow, he says. Oh, look at you. How very sharp of you, my brother. How you doing, Jet? Let's see. Yes, it was a technical issue, indeed. Bro, if I had no game, I would change my ways. For real. That's literally how it works in real life. Men that have no game have to play. I mean, here's how it works, right? It's not that there's guys with game and guys with no game. Everyone is running game. Everyone has their own strategy for getting girls or getting a girl. The difference is in the potency of the game they have. It's in how effective it is, how powerful it is, and what they can get when they run the unique set of game they have, right? When I run game, I have a unique situation where I have what is tantamount to a harem, right? Most men don't have that. Most men have, I can do enough to get one girlfriend. And then the majority of men don't even have good enough game to get a girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? So everyone is trying to run their own different unique brand of let me get a bitch to like me. But some are better than others. You feel me? You should let us know in the group chat we were staying up, man. Aw. Hey, sacrifices must be made, huh? I can't even hide and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. Absolutely, you should stay up for this game. That's exactly what should happen. But don't worry. Next time I will make it worth your while. That's on me. I will make it worth your while. The cold approach journey I started a month ago is going very good. I'm happy about that, man. Well done. Because the whole funeral-ish seemed way too sad, not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, that's how they portray it, but if you really think about it, is that how it will happen in real life? If you are the guy that dated a lot of women, had a lot of women fall in love with you in you know, throughout the entirety of your life. Would you really get to the end of your life and then have a funeral where no one likes you? Where no one shows up? Like, come on. That's not how it works. When my uncle died, he had 3 batches. I started to say bad bitches and bitches in the same breath. He had 3 bad bitches fighting over who was his main girl at his funeral. That's actually how it happens in real life. My uncle was, well, for lack of a better way of saying it, a fucking G. Right? He was a super good looking guy, tall, handsome, 6'4". Died pretty young, unfortunately, like just before he turned 40. Really sad story there, actually. Died in his sleep. But yeah, his funeral came around and it was it was dramatic. It was dramatic. That's how it happens in real life. In real life, they still fight for your validation even after you're gone. I mean, just look at what Jada Pinkett Smith is doing with Tupac, right? That's a good example of that. Almost had to move your Pookie status and have to go through a reinitiation process. Reinitiation process for the Pookie status is crazy. That's funny. Let's see. I don't hesitate half as often as I used to. That's very good. And now you're seeing how much more you're willing to do, how much more risk you're willing to take. That's very good. And it's fun, isn't it? Yeah, not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun. It is fun. It's fun to watch yourself come out of your shell and begin to see that there's a lot of things that are possible in your life that you didn't think were possible previously, right? The ability to incorporate a brand new beautiful woman into your life will always be a cool skill to have. Like, you can go 1 week and not have any women in your life, and then by the next week you're planning 4 different dates. It's fucking awesome. It's great. Bro, the car, I want to name my car Be Like the Grandpa. Because of that movie, I've named every car I've ever had. This one I'm in right now is the Fuckboy Mobile 2.0. Not even kidding. The Fuckboy Mobile 2.0. Let's see. The mystery method versus the art of seduction versus the game. So, automatically eliminate the game. The game is not for game. The game is a storybook. It's a historical account that was written by a journalist that was allowed to hang around actual pickup artists. I would not consider that, like, I've literally read that book only one time, and I was like, now to give you context, I had already read the mystery method like literally 12 times before that point. And I remember, because I had gotten so engrossed in the mystery method, reading the game and being so fucking underwhelmed. Like, what is this? I learned nothing from this. This was a complete waste of my fucking time. I hate it. So I never read it again. The game is a goofy book. Read the mystery method. Now, the art of seduction, I wouldn't even put in the same realm of pickup, but it's a useful book to read. And it's a useful book to read because it breaks down the different levels of aggressiveness in seduction into different archetypes. There's different ways, different types of people, and different personality types of people use seduction and execute on seductive technique. So, you know, I would say those 2 books very useful to read. But in terms of like actual practical things you should be doing and saying when you're walking up to women and approaching women consistently, the mystery method is king. And it's not even close. It's not even close. $150 billion plus is spent every year to traffic 1.2 million kids to the U.S. and first world countries. Is it 1.5? 150 billion? I feel like it's more than that, honestly. I feel like it's more than that. But yeah, how do you stop that is my question. Being an activist is cool and all. Talking about it is cool and all. What's actually happening to stop that? What's going on there? Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of powerful people that do it. So there has to be a power put in place to hold them accountable and to stop them from doing it. But, you know, that's a different story for another day. All this sissy talk. Indeed. Let's see. I learned so much lately. My psychology and confidence are surpassing what I can keep up with. That's not a bad thing. No, he liked me most and the last. I'm the last? Last of what? Where do I even begin to share my thoughts with you? Start from anywhere, baby. Start from anywhere. Jace, your skin is glowing. Might need to drop that skincare routine. Listen, my skincare routine is a very simple one. I have taken a shower every single day, except for a few days, my entire life, right? Like, I've probably gone 2 days without showering, maybe a combined twice in my life, maybe 3 times in my life. But take a shower every day. Wash your face every fucking day. I'm not even talking about listen, full disclosure. I don't even use like facial cleansers or facial cleaners or anything like that. I literally use a bar soap. Like my girl was talking about this the other day. Like, yo, you're so weird. Your face is so clear, but you only ever use bar soaps. Bar soaps, literally. Irish Spring or Safeguard or Dove. One of them 3. I'm leaning towards Irish Spring these days, to be honest. Like, the aloe vera scent is pretty good. But yeah, literally just shower every day. And then protect your skin every day. Use some kind of lotion. I don't care which one, but use something to cover yourself. Not like necessarily sunscreen. I mean, you can use sunscreen if you want, but I don't use sunscreen. I literally use like regular moisturizing lotion. Jergens, Lubriderm, Aveeno, one of them types. Use those, you'll be fine. That's what I do. And then I use coconut oil for the beard, so it can shine and be glistening, and it sparkles, and bitches love it because it smells like Christmas, or that's what one of them said, which is kind of funny. Loki had the script to that, but still finna act surprised that it went well. That's funny. When you did a mistake, do you have to meet up to overcorrect? It's kind of hard over text though. It depends on the mistake. I think some mistakes have to be corrected in person, but I feel like if the mistake was made over text, then the correction can be done over text as well, right? Like, the only mistakes you need to correct in person for the most part are the ones that you make in person. So if you made the mistake over text, you're fine, dude. You don't have to meet her in person to overcorrect. I'm starting to develop my own personal style of game that differs slightly from your teachings. I can give an example of conversational hypnosis I use on long distance girl. Also, the playfulness advice I was giving Asami plays into this. Oh, yeah, go for it, man. I mean, that's kind of the point, by the way. I give you guys the principles. I give you guys the tools. It is up to you to develop your own style. And that's something I've actually started to do recently with my teaching, is like remove my own styles and elements from it. I want to give you guys the bare bones skeletal structure principles of it, so that you can figure out how you want to do it on your own. Because different people have different personalities and different temperaments, and your temperament is a big part of how you run your game, right? Like when I say stuff like anxiety, tension, I believe that to be one of the core principles of attraction, obviously. But at the same time, depending on who you are, you're either more or less comfortable with that entire principle. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, figure it out, man. Let's see. I can pull women but lack direction. Say I get the numbers, but never really elevate. Elevate to where? Like, do you mean escalate? Is that what you're talking about? So if you're getting numbers, then you're not going from past that point. Then how are you actually defining pulling? Oh yeah, I forget. The younger kids have a different definition of pulling. So I come from a pickup background. Pulling for us is taking her home. That's what pulling means for us. If you're, familiar with pickup, if you're like super old school, like I am slightly, pulling for us is taking her home or going to her place. Is essentially going to the sex location, right? So I'm guessing pulling for the younger kids these days is like, oh, I just got her number, I pulled. I wouldn't call that a good definition, because a lot can go wrong between you getting the number to you pulling off her panties. You feel me? So it's not a concrete thing that happens. And I mean, you of all people know that. So I wouldn't call that pulling. I would say your problem is like a common one. You're having issues transitioning from one stage of the interaction to the other because you're probably not passing the checkpoint correctly. So here's how it works. There's the approach, there's the barrier to entry for that. Then there's getting the number, a way to contact her better later. Then there's a texting phase, right? Then there's the phone call, if there needs to be one. Then there's meeting her up again in physical form, like actually going from texting to seeing her again. And then there's like actually escalating things sexually, so you can consummate the relationship, so to speak, consummate the affair. That's how you break it down into different checkpoints, right? Depending on how you do in one checkpoint, you're either gonna go into the next checkpoint, like boost yourself into the next checkpoint seamlessly, or you're gonna get stuck in the previous one, right? So if you're having problems going from one checkpoint to the other, I would examine what you're doing in the previous checkpoint. It might be, and this is what I'm gonna guess, that you're not doing things correctly in the previous checkpoint and you're getting these numbers in vain, right? Just because you're getting the numbers doesn't mean you're winning. You might be getting the numbers because these girls are just trying to get rid of you. That happens from time to time. They might give you fake numbers. That also happens from time to time. If you are getting good numbers, but then you don't know how to lead things correctly when you're texting, that means you suck at texting. That means it's the next phase problem, right? So I don't know what the details of your issue are, obviously, but whatever they are, let's figure out what's going on there. Like, really do a quick self-assessment on yourself. The greatest thing is I can approach more spontaneous now. At the beginning, I had to plan it, which is exactly where you want to be, man. At first, it'll feel like you're planning every little thing and you're trying to arm yourself with all the perfect things to say in every scenario. But good approaches, real life approaches happen spontaneously. Because you never know when you're going to run into a bad bitch, man. You never know. The last girls I approached, like the last 3 girls I approached, right? Gas station, grocery store, and when I was literally parking my car on my way to one of my girls' house. Like, I was literally parking my car, and she came out of the car next to mine, and she was bad as hell. And we were walking towards, like, the little machine you go to go pay for parking. And I was like, oh, yeah, I like your tattoos. Literally. Got into a conversation, got her number, went from there. Right? Made a whole joke about, you know what, I want to continue talking to you later, but I'm going to do my best to not look at your license plate so I don't stalk you later. Like, the whole thing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always going to be spontaneous like that. That's how it has to be. Let's see. What's your take on Rollo Tomasi? Worth the read? I literally recommend his book, The Rational Male, Preventive Medicine, in one of my book recommendation videos. So absolutely, definitely worth the read. I think his 2 best books are still Preventive Medicine and Religion. I think those are the 2. I mean, it's in the same series, the Rational Male series, right? But Preventive Medicine and Religion are the 2 best ones in that series, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely read it. Especially the Rational Male, Preventive Medicine. How many minutes have I missed, Sensei? Not too many. I've literally been here like, 10 minutes? If that, 20 maybe? In other words, I completely zone in on being present and just enter a flow state. As you should. Aloha Jack, my enemies have succeeded. I'm now heartbroken. Aww! Donate a few $1,000,000 to me. Hey, your enemies are my friends now. Fuck you. I was talking to Seal about this. I'm starting to prefer how smoothly I speak when forgetting game. That is the point, by the way. That's kind of the point. Like, you should have them as a tool, a point of reference for you when you're talking to girls. But when you start talking to enough girls, you should almost forget your running game. It should feel like it's a part of you now. Like, do you think at this point now, after how long I've been doing this, I walk up to girls like, okay, now I got to do this, Like, I've just done it so many times, I just do things naturally at this point. You see what I'm saying? That's how I should feel like. Which allows me to cold read the girl. All the information I need is in her voice and her face. And then I only add in game tactics like teasing, compliance, testing, etc. Interesting. Hey, what's going on, Yoda? How are you enjoying the interview light? Once I see an opening to boost what I'm already putting her through, apparently it's similar to what Owen Cook preaches. I'm interested in how you view that method opposed to the scientific approach you take. That too is a scientific approach. It's not like you're doing something entirely different per se. You're doing it more fluidly, which is the entire point anyway, right? So I talk about the scientific approach to it because that's what you need to understand to know what's happening, to have an understanding of what's going on around you. But the point though is, at the end of the day, pickup is an art. Right? I'm a pickup scientist, but I'm also a pickup artist. But you have to understand the science to be able to perform the art. But understanding the science of it is what gives you permission to express the art correctly. That's the point. So what Owen preaches is just like the back end of things. Like what you'll feel like and how it'll feel like when you've gotten really good at it. It's unconscious competence, as we say in NLP. Is it cool if I send? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. Is it cool if I send you voice recordings of my convo? By the way, where the baddies at? That's funny. But yeah, you can for sure on Instagram. Last time you said y'all was gonna discuss modding me and the other homeboys. So any verdict, guys? What do you think? I don't know. You tell moi. And where's Dimitri? Is Dimitri here yet or no? Probably Dimitri and you. I don't know about today, but it's getting close. It's getting close. How long you been live? Not too long, man. Not too long. Has a girl ever self-sabotaged when you approach her? All the time, man. Like that's, that's something that'll happen a lot of times, man. You'll run into a lot of beautiful women who don't act like beautiful women. That's an unfortunate thing that happens, but it's very common. It's very common. Let's see. There we go. Would you say you give the principles because beginners gain the most from that? Absolutely. That's essentially what I do it. Or because you think the way you do game is the best from it. No, it's a beginner's thing. Like, end of the day, most people don't understand game the way we do. So you have to talk about it from a scientific point of view first before you talk about it's like learning jiu-jitsu, right? Before you learn stuff that are cool, like an omoplata or an imanari roll, the flashy stuff, so to speak, you gotta learn the basics. You gotta learn why you would want to do the omoplata or the gogoplata or, any fancy stuff like that. You have to understand the basics of it. Like, before you start throwing your 18 punch combos, bugs, go away, bug. Before you start throwing your 18 punch combos, you probably gotta learn some basic stuff like distance management, shooting the proper jab, footwork, right? That's pretty much it. I got to talk about the science of it before we talk about the art. Absolutely. Is tension the only ingredient necessary for attraction, or is it a combination of tension and comfort? For attraction, only tension. What you're talking about for comfort is not attraction anymore. It's seduction. That's the back end of things. That's what you use attraction for. Once you have attraction, then you can begin to seduce. And that's what people need to understand. Like, if you read the Mystery Method, this is something he really, harps in on a lot. Attraction is only the first part of things. But you need attraction to be able to have the permission to begin to build comfort in the end so you can seduce. Right? So it's attraction, comfort, seduction. That's how it works. That's how it works. I'm sort of learning how a game can look very different and still be highly advanced. Very cool stuff, in my opinion. Absolutely. I can't stand texting. No one can. Not even me, and I'm great at it, And that's one of those things about it. It's like, we really fucked up when we allowed women to become obsessed with texting as a form of communication. And of course they did, because it's a very lazy, non-committal, low-investment form of communication. That's why women love texting. But in terms of like an actual mode of communication, it's just about the worst way to communicate. Right? It's terrible. Terrible. But if you want to get at women, it's one of those weird things. You just have to humble yourself to learn. It's something I talk about in the digital pre-selection course. You have to just humble yourself. You gotta learn how to text women without having an ego around it. It's very important. If you have an ego around texting, you're not gonna get good and you're not gonna get far. Let's see. Was talking to a girl I matched with. We sent each other pictures of ourselves. Told her she was what? She was something and got left on scent. Well, that makes sense. Did you qualify her after that, or did you ask a question after that? Again, I've been going through this recently. A lot of people whose texts I've been judging are all experiencing the exact same problem. You're all not giving the girl enough to respond with. If you compliment a girl in text, here's what's gonna happen, right? She's gonna say thank you. And now she's forced to come up with something to continue the conversation. That's all well and good when the girl is already invested in you. Hey, geese, shut the fuck up. That's all well and good when the girl is already invested in you. But if it's a girl you're still talking to in the initial phases, like you're literally at that phase where I talk about in the interview, like where you exchange pictures to get that bit of compliance, you're not at the phase yet where she's willing to continue the conversation and carry the heavy burden of doing that. You have to do the work at that initial phase to make it easy for her to like literally text you back. So when you get the picture from her, you give her a compliment, you're a gorgeous girl, and then immediately go back into your next qualification. If you go through all your left on red messages right now, I bet you that's the problem. You're not giving her enough to respond with. Like literally, here's the rule. I don't like rules, but I'll give you one just to like make it easy for you. Make sure that until you meet this girl in person again, every text you send her has to have some kind of a question mark at the end of it. Always be asking her questions so she has to answer. The more open-ended question, the better. Just have that as a rule, right? Again, this is why I hate rules, because it won't always apply to every single, situation. But just to be on the safe side, make sure she has something to respond to. Very important. Okay? Very, very, very important. Sometimes they give you fake numbers. I had women give me fake numbers, but honestly, I didn't know. Fair enough. That means you just fucked up during the set. You didn't set things to creep her out, and she got rid of you. Yay. Yo, have what up? Interesting. Let's see. Why are you typing your own name in the thing? That's making me think you're talking to someone else, and that makes me like ignore it. Because when they didn't respond to my first text, just thought they were uninterested. Then most months later, they told me they gave me a fake number. Okay, interesting. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna skip that. I'm more of a get to know a woman in person type of guy. When it comes to texting, I lose interest real quick. Hey, good luck, man. You probably ain't getting the baddest chicks. Sorry. Like it's a law of the game at this point. Like it's completely useless of you to require massive levels of investment from a woman from the jump. It's just not gonna happen. So you gotta drop your ego and just learn how to text. I know, it sucks. I know. Listen, me too, man. Me too. I hated it. I hated coming to that conclusion. But if you want to talk to women, and you want to talk to women consistently, and want those women to actually be women you're proud to be seen with in public, gotta get good at texting, my boy. Gotta get good at texting. I feel you, but texting is a major part in today's society, so you have to work on it. You have to. You can try voice notes. Yeah, that's a good alternative, I guess. That's a good alternative for sure. Let's see. Fighting for mod status, indeed. Best you can go for while texting, so she replies back in voice notes. Voice notes is cool too, by the way. Rather talk on the phone than text. Everybody would, but you can't get to talking on the phone part if you don't text. You see how that works? Like texting is the barrier to entry. So you gotta have fun, interesting text, man. You gotta text in a way that makes her feel shit she's never felt before. What was the movie you said to watch? Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. But I have like 2 entire videos talking about different TVs and movies you should be watching to get some good game from. Always good looks on your part, indeed. What's up, Jay? Just got here. Welcome, John. How you doing? You're doing good, Tamwa. Indeed, he is. How do you react when they self-sabotage? You trying to fix it or just dead it? Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Complete honesty, it depends on how hot she is. If she's like a solid 10, I'll challenge her to be better. For sure. But if it's like an 8, I just dead it. Never act needy. Either a woman is interested in you or not. If you just chase most of the time, they lose respect for you. all that you said is true. It's just that most men don't have a good definition of most of those words. Most men don't have a good definition of the word chase. Most men don't have a good definition of the word needy. Most men don't have a good definition of the word interested. And we can, I can make that literally 3 different videos in itself. But a lot of men don't know when they're being needy. A lot of men don't know what it looks like when a woman is actually interested. And a lot of men, honestly, like, they confuse interest for disinterest all the time. And then a lot of men don't know what chasing looks like either. You know? So, yeah. All kind of weird. Texting is no problem for me at all. It's just, to me, it's just a waste of time. If you're getting closer to what you want, I don't see it as a waste of time. I'm not gonna entertain what you just said there, Mo. I'm not even gonna repeat it out loud. I haven't done cold approach prior to today in some time since I went into isolation. Fair enough. Welcome back. For all men, it's also communication with way less urgency. Indeed. And it blocked me psychologically today. Let's see. Seeing this girl that was bad, body, face, everything was perfect, but I couldn't bring myself to go up, still upset with myself. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. But then complimented this random girl and the anxiety dissipated. And since then, my confidence leveled back up to God level. I've just been doing online games strictly, so there was a bit of a disconnect there. Interesting. Tomorrow I'm going to go back in the field again. Please do not let those muscles atrophy. Very important. Approach, approach, approach. Let's see. You should make a whole class and give examples. Examples of what exactly? The plan is doing 5 by 5. 5 days a week, 5 approaches a day, standard. That's a good plan. That's a great plan. You can get that done in like, 30 minutes. Let's see. I'm a passport, bro. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Baddies text me every day to the point where it's getting annoying. Interesting. We definitely shouldn't bring up statistics. What are we talking about right now? Statistics about what exactly? Wagwan Jace, how you doing? Lasile. I've watched the Ghost of Girlfriend Past. The ending was whack. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Statistics wise, what statistics are we talking about? I don't know. I've been asking random women on live. It seems they're all single and hate men. What's happening? That's because you're asking them on the internet. Ask them in person. It's besides you're asking them from that. You know, I'm guessing you're doing it from that unknown profile. You don't exactly have a personality for them to look up to. Not through that. So, you know. What would be your rules and no-goes for double texting? If you're gonna double text, make sure you're doing it as a way to instigate her into replying. So make sure you're not asking any question that doesn't force her to give you an answer. Make sure, like, just in general, when you double text, make sure it increases the tension and urgency on her part. That's what you should be doing. That's 1. 2, make sure there's like enough time and urgency on her part. That's what you should be doing. That's 1. 2, make sure there's like enough time